Welcome everyone to Sweetie C Talks, and tonight we will be discussing Texas new strict abortion laws. So, Greg Abbott last night signed into law let me just go over exactly what they signed. Excuse me. Basically, Greg Abbott signed into law Texas is banning abortions as of early as 6 weeks before many women know they are pregnant. It is one of the nation's strictest abortion measures. Governor Greg Abbott signed the bill into law today and it takes effect in September. So, yeah, it's going to be. I'll be honest with you, I am not for abortions, although I don't that's just my personal choice as a lady that I would rather not have an abortion, but I would not tell another lady that she cannot have an abortion. It's really a touchy subject because there's so many variables that can contribute to why a woman has chosen to have abortion. She may have been raped. She may feel like she's too young. Her parents may have forced her into it. She may not feel she's ready. There could be so many reasons, but there could be also a law against abortion, but I'm not sure if this law is really something that is going to be effective because um, again, it's really a touchy subject, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just to me, it's really a decision that should be with the two parties involved. If it has to do with a relationship, but as far as if it's something that, you know, that deals with, women being molested or raped or something like that, to tell a woman that she has to keep the baby and she may not feel like she could love the baby as much because of how she got pregnant, you know, it's just really a touchy subject. And just to play devil's advocate, let's say a woman is in a relationship with her husband or her boyfriend and she decides on her own that she wants to have an abortion. Is that fair to the husband or boyfriend for her to make that decision, even if he chooses or he decides that he wants to keep the baby? Maybe men are feeling like they're being left out of that decision. And so, because they feel like they're being left out of that decision, they're just saying, well, we're just going to ban it altogether. I don't know. Again, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't know if, um, yeah, I mean, that's a possible scenario. Now, I do recall a time where I had a friend who had a child, and she found out she was pregnant again, and she didn't feel like she was ready to have another child. She didn't feel like she was financially stable. She wasn't stable. She didn't have stable living conditions. So because of that, she wanted to get rid of her child. And it was a very difficult decision for her to make. Now, she came to me and asked me what I think about it. And I had to be honest with her and tell her that I am not for abortions, but I can't tell you what to do in this decision. Like, this ultimately has to deal with you, because if you're asking me, I'm going to say have the baby. But I can only advise you to have the baby. I can't force you to have a baby. With this new law, like, ladies will be forced to have their baby. Is it fair? Is it right? Another reason I'm kind of not like for this strict law to force women to have babies is because we have kids in Texas. I mean, parents have kids in Texas, and there's a lot of kids in Texas that are in foster homes. They're not being treated right. There's a lot of kids in Texas that have been in cages and may still be in cages. There's a lot of abductions going on with kids. Um, there's trafficking. I mean, there's all types of issues going on with kids, and it's like, where is the laws to support these kids that are going through these situations? Where are these same people being so adamant about the well-being of these kids? I'm just saying, like, if you're so adamant about the well-being of a child being aborted or not, when a child is alive and well, why are there so many adults willing to turn their head when kids are in cages, or when they find out that kids are in foster care and they're being mistreated? So, I just dug a little deeper, and from what they're saying is the reason why Greg Abbott came out with this law is because of a school in Magnolia ISD. Now, this is per word on Twitter. They're saying this school is a supporter of Trump, and this is something, I guess, I don't know what it has to do with Magnolia. I guess they support ban of abortion. So Greg Abbott chose to pass the law because of due to a area in Texas who supports Trump. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what the word is on Twitter. It has to do with some ISD, Magnolia ISD, for the reason why Greg Abbott was adamant about passing this abortion law. So what I decided to do is go to Twitter to see what people had to say about this law. And There was mixed reviews. Someone on Twitter said we need a bill that bans Viagra ASAP. Um, Someone put come around the second bin is at Greg Abbott, Texas. Looked like he's trying to retake the lead from at Ron DeSantis, Florida, at Brian Kemp, Georgia, has fallen a bit behind, but he's still in a race for the shittiest governor. Um, you know, someone said yes, agree. What other rights will they want to take from women? Someone said don't give them any ideas. A lot of Texans they say they live here, but they are really, they hate it. And I don't, and, and I wouldn't say I hate living here in Texas. I would just say that the laws are becoming just, it's just like I woke up today and here's a new law. Boom. Here you go, Texas. Here's your new law. It was like, what? We didn't even decide on this. Greg Abbott made this decision with him and his administrative individuals, and they all decided to agree with this silly law for abortions. And my question is, do you agree? Should people I don't know, it just can be very aggravating at times as a Texan, because it's like we're losing our rights. I mean, the right to even vote if we agree or disagree with these laws. What else did Greg Abbott say? He said the heartbeat bill is now law in the Lone Star, Texas. No, in the Lone Star State, excuse me. This bill ensures the life of every unborn child with a heartbeat will be saved from the ravages of abortion. And it's like you only care about babies being born, but you don't care about all the kids that are out here being mistreated. I mean, that's just what it seems like. So now that abortion is banned, will more kids be on birth control? Is that going to be the next push? Make sure kids are on birth control? Are they going to ban birth control pills? Is Texas going to ban birth control pills next? Is Plan B being taken off the shelves? For those of you who don't know who Plan B is, it's a pill that you can take to basically abort your child. Some people say, why do you even care? I mean, if you're not for abortion, why do you even care this law exists? And it really is just, it's not that it's just the fact that, can we come up with better options to help prevent young women from being pregnant, or for having, I mean, is there a way that we can improve our education in school? Um, we can find a way to help parents not be so busy all the time, where they have time to actually, you know, go to work and have time to take care of their family. Because like right now, there's jobs that are forcing parents to work mandatory overtime, and it's like you're behaving as if these individuals don't have a family to take care of. So if you just say, "Oh, you're required to work this many hours," they got to rush and find someone to take care of their kids. But you're not finding those types of solutions. You're just saying, "Hey, people just need to, if they, I guess you just going to have to be responsible, you know." Are we going to just have, in the next few years, are we going to have more of parents getting rid of their babies to foster care or adoption agencies, which I don't even know if there's even enough people willing to adopt or willing to take care of children in foster care. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's just women going to have to be more. I don't even know what type of. I don't even have a solution for this right now, because it's like you don't give people the opportunity to prepare for a decision like this. Meaning, like, I guess some people would think, some people are just saying, I don't know, is there a lot of, what am I trying to say? Is there a lot of women out there that are having abortions? I mean, what are the statistics with the amount of abortions in Texas? That would be interesting to know. Just comment below. Let me know. Do you disagree with the law in Texas forcing women to give birth? Is this a solution, or is this going to be an additional problem in the future? Are we just going to have a whole bunch of kids being born, but parents leaving their kids at the police station or the fire station? Or is that better than, a child losing their life? Is it better to leave a child? Is it better for a woman to give birth and to just leave her child, for maybe for some women who aren't able to have children, and then they'll be able to adopt a child? Are there going to be less restrictions on people being able to adopt kids, unwanted kids? Or will people just leave the state and go somewhere else and come back after they get rid of the child? But then again, I was also reading that if you choose to abort your kid, a woman can be sued. Yeah, so I'm reading this tweet that says the bill makes no exception for rape or incest and allows abortion providers or facilitators to be prosecuted. So, if there are any underground locations where they are giving abortions, the facilitators and the providers are able to be prosecuted. Now, I think the bill would make more sense if it was an exception for rape or incest. And I don't feel like if a woman was raped or had to deal with incest, that she can be sued by those individuals to force her. She could be sued if she chooses to have an abortion. Yeah, I think there should be, in my opinion, even though I'm not pro-abortion, I do feel like there should be some stipulations in the bill in regards to when you're allowed to have an abortion. I myself has never been raped, so I don't know, nor can I tell someone who has been raped or has dealt with incest. I haven't dealt with any of those, how they should feel about their baby. And honestly, again, I feel like it's a personal decision that should be made with the women and whoever else is involved, and should be dealt with on a case by case basis. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was thinking, and I came across this tweet, which I was just thinking this is what would probably happen, is people will have to drive to another state to have an abortion. Someone wrote, we shouldn't have to drive. This is on Twitter now. Per Twitter, we shouldn't have to drive. We shouldn't have to drive to a whole ass different state to access abortions. This is effing ridiculous. Greg Abbott and everyone who was agreed on this is a POS. I'm sure everyone should know what that means. Um, Yeah, this one girl says she's casually unfriending every single person on Facebook that supports Greg Abbott and celebrating the new abortion law, even family members. Now, I am reading a lot of tweets that are against this law, but there are some people who are in support of it as well. But it's definitely not it's mostly women who are upset with this law because naturally it affects women more than anything. Oh my goodness. Someone just tweeted something that was quite funny, but I'm not going to read it. Um, it was a funny tweet, but it was kind of in regards to something that I just don't want to put out there because that's irrelevant. Yeah. And really, what most people are upset about is the fact that if you get pregnant as a result of rape or incest, you're not allowed to get an abortion. And if you try, everyone's getting sued. So, I mean, I can somewhat understand having a ban on abortion for against women who are just out here having kid after kid after kid after kid, and their solution is going to the doctor and getting an abortion. Now, some people say that's her right, but at the same time, it's like, okay, if you're having kid after kid after kid and you're just having abortion, you're just being reckless. Now, some women need to take responsibility for their actions, and if you're not ready to have a child, then there's ways to prevent from having a child. Okay? But if you get pregnant as a result of rape or incest, that can be traumatizing to the victim. And that's not a decision that I feel like anyone should be making except for that woman who has to deal with that trauma. Okay? Now, some men, sir, there are some men, don't act like it. There's some men that have been raped, and it is that ish ain't good. Okay? So you can't expect a woman to feel comfortable with having a baby after she's been raped. Now, I'm not saying abortion is the route to take. I'm just saying it's a traumatic situation that whoever's the victim should be the one to decide. It shouldn't be someone who has no idea what it feels like telling somebody who's actually going through it how they should feel about their body, how they should feel about their situation, how they should feel about their experience. Yeah. I don't agree with if you get pregnant as a result of rape or incest, you're not allowed to get an abortion. Or if you try, then you as a victim can get sued. So if you're raped or dealing with incest and you're having a child from the victim, I mean, you're the victim, but you're having a child from the perpetrator, are you now supposed to have a happy family with him? Are you not allowed to sue him for raping the victim or for the incest? And if you are allowed to press charges against the perpetrator, then you're still by yourself taking care of a child, and you have to be reminded every day about that situation. So then you decide to give the child up for abortion, or you decide to put the child in foster care for a little while to kind of see if, just in case you're not really, just in case you're not ready to give up the child, fully. Um, and I'm thinking as I'm talking, I'm thinking through this scenario as I'm talking because it's just like, what do you expect? This is a victim. So the perpetrator's in jail, and the woman was raped or had to go through incest, and she is required to have a child. When she has a child, let's say, like I was saying, she if she decides to give the child up for abortion or to foster care, and the child's placed in a worse predicament, because we all know that not all foster cares and not all the people that adopt kids aren't abusive. But anywho, that's just my thoughts regarding this law. You're welcome to comment below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Texas new law that forces women to have a baby, basically bans abortions. What do you think about this new Texas law that bans abortion? Are you for it? Are you against it? Why are you for it? Why are you against it? Are you yourself a victim of rape or incest? What do you think about it? What do you think about the fact that the perpetrator may have rights to sue you if you decide that you don't want the baby? Does this mean more kids will be on birth control pills? Does it mean that more kids will be born and just left anywhere because they don't handle they're not ready for the responsibility? Do we need to improve our education? Do we need to help, do we need to have more programs to help parents out? I mean, what is a solution to this situation? Is there a solution? I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is, or all my suggestion to anyone is just, you know, have that open dialogue with your children and pray, y'all. Pray because, you know, just pray because that's not the only law that Greg Abbott has came out with. And I will be going live again to discuss more of these laws. So go ahead and hit the notification bell, like and share. But yeah, definitely hit the notification bell so you know when I go live again. And it's Sweetie C, your Sweetie C with lots of love. Now what? Talk to you later.